Good day, I'm Andrea Chizom and this is your JIS News for Thursday, May 14. Cabinet has approved proposals to amend the Child Care and Protection Act and the Criminal Justice Administration Act to bring about stiffer penalties for persons who abuse children or fail to protect them. Information Minister Senator Sandra Faulkner says Cabinet has also called for action to impose stiffer penalties on persons who murder, rape or commit other serious violent offences against children.
The victim's status as a child will be treated as an aggravating feature, resulting in a substantial uplift in the sentence on conviction.
Senator Faulkner was speaking at this Wednesday's Jamaica House media briefing. She said the Child Care and Protection Act was also being amended to insert parental neglect and failure of an adult to report suspected exposure of a child to sexual or other abuses.
Efforts are being made to ensure that cases relating to violence against children will be afforded priority scheduling and disposal in the courts.
The developments come less than 2 weeks after Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller promised legal changes to ensure parents would think twice before hurting a child. Far fewer Jamaicans are finding themselves in jail since government introduced its new policy to decriminalize the possession of 2 ounces or less of ganja. The Dangerous Drugs Amendment Act 2015 came into effect on April 15 this year. But National Security Minister Peter Bunting says the number of arrests have actually been going down since new regulations for dealing with persons in possession of small quantities of ganja were issued to police officers in September of last year.
We have had over 1,000 fewer persons arrested and charged for ganja every single month since that time. Since the beginning of this year, year to date, relative to last year, we've had about 5,000 fewer persons.
The National Security Minister was addressing citizens on the new ganja legislation at a community sensitization meeting in Orange Hill, Westmoreland. $38.2 million will be spent to develop a modern public transportation center in Linstead, St. Catherine. At the recent contract signing ceremony, Minister of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change Robert Pickersgill said the facility would create jobs and improve mobility for residents.
When completed, I firmly believe that it will provide for a more organized public transportation system and should ease the pressure in the town, particularly during peak hours.
Construction will be undertaken by Black Brothers Incorporated Limited. When it's completed, the transport center will be able to accommodate 400 public transport operators. Government is reporting that the necessary regulations are in place to ensure a seamless transition to the introduction of number portability on May 31. Number portability will allow Jamaicans to move from one service provider to another while retaining their mobile and fixed telephone numbers. It was revealed at a JIS think tank session earlier this week that service provider licenses have already been issued to number portability administrators who will be regulated by the Office of Utilities Regulation.
It means, therefore, that all the enforcement powers that are currently existing in the OUR will become applicable to that number portability administrator as well as the service providers.
The Technology Minister, meanwhile, said the amended Telecommunications Act would give legislative support to effectively manage and regulate number portability.
It is through that why I can declare that all the players will be on board because there will be severe penalties if they fail to come on board.
The Institute of Jamaica's technological capacity is being enhanced through a partnership with the Japanese government.
So between the government of Japan, which is giving us about $480,000 US, and our own government with 46 million Jamaican dollars in terms of our capital budget, that museum, that Natural History Museum of Jamaica, will be built this year.
Of that amount, $60,000 US will go towards creating life-sized models of the plants and animals at the Natural History Museum. The funding will also cover the upgrading of the audiovisual capacity of the IOJ Lecture Hall and the establishment of an information technology training facility at the Junior Center. And finally, close to 10,000 Jamaicans have received medical care from the USNS Comfort under its program Continuing Promise 2015. A ceremony to close out the week-long work of the Naval Hospital ship was held on Wednesday at the U.S. Embassy.
Thank you for partnering with the government of Jamaica to address some of the pressing social needs of our people and to provide service to the most vulnerable among us.
More than 100 medical engineering personnel provided assistance on board the ship as well as at 2 locations on land. Medical services included optometry, dental, internal medicine, pediatrics, physical therapy, basic laboratory studies, and pharmacy. On the ship, surgical services were provided for persons pre-screened by the Ministry of Health and local hospitals. Jamaicans also received radiology and CAT scans from USNS Comfort. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.